Well, if you own an 04 to 08 F150 and you want to make getting out of the cab a little bit easier and you want to do it as affordably as possible, then I recommend checking out Barricade's 4-inch oval bend side steps. I say that because at around the $150 mark, these will be the least expensive full cab length steps currently available. The only options that'll be less expensive will be individual steps placed underneath each door. Now, even though these are very affordable, that's not to say they're cheap. These are actually made out of stainless steel and they have a nice black powder coat finish. Now, with a step this inexpensive, you might be expecting something like a basic carbon steel with a painted finish, so Barricade does a good job of providing us some value there. I'm also happy to say that besides that stainless steel and that powder coat finish, you're also getting away with some very high quality install hardware. You're actually getting 1/4-inch thick solid steel brackets for both ends of the step, and they install with some pretty heavy duty hardware. However, the install is very straightforward even still. You can get it done with basic hand tools. So for that reason, I'm gonna give the install a very simple 1 out of 3 wrenches on my difficulty meter. This is definitely something that you can get done in the driveway with a couple of hand tools in about an hour or so. So again, if you want the most affordable full-length side steps available for the 04 to 08 F150, stick around. I'm gonna show you guys exactly what tools you need, and I'll show you how to get them installed step by step. All right, guys, before we get started, you're gonna need a 13mm wrench, a standard drive ratchet, a 19mm socket, an 18 deep socket, a 13mm socket, and optional but helpful tools include an impact swivel socket and a cordless impact gun. All right, first we're gonna start with our front brackets, but before we install those, we have to put some speed clips into these little holes right here. Make sure this little nib is facing on the inside. And once you got those in place, you're gonna grab one of these bolt plates, put this threaded plastic retainer on it, put it in this large hole right here. Next, we can throw our bracket in place. Make sure you get over that large stud on that bolt plate. Hold it up against those speed clips we just installed and grab these smaller bolts in the kit with a crush washer, flat washer. Go ahead and throw those in those speed clips and tighten those down with a 13mm socket. Now on the bolt plate stud, you're going to grab the larger washers in the kit, throw those on, and you're going to use an 18mm deep socket to tighten down the larger nut. All right, now we're going to go back to our smaller hardware. You want to grab this smaller bolt with a flat washer, grab 2 of those, put them through the pinch seam, secure them with the appropriate washers. You're also going to need a 13mm wrench to hold the nut in place while you tighten down the bolt head. All right, our front bracket's in place. Now we're gonna tackle the rear. You see these 2 holes right here, one's larger than the other. Grab your double bolt plate and thread both studs through these holes. Once you've done that, secure it using one of the plastic retainers in the kit. All right, now you can throw your bracket in place, and we're switching back to our larger hardware. You're gonna grab 2 flat washers, 2 crush washers, and 2 18mm nuts. All right, now once you got this hardware hand tightened, it's a good idea to double check the fitment of the side step itself. Make sure the threaded holes on either end of the step line up with these oval holes right here. Once you've verified that, you can tighten down all this stuff using that 18mm deep socket. All right, now our brackets are installed and the hard part is out of the way. The last step is throwing the side step up there, lining up those threaded holes with the brackets and tightening everything down. You're gonna grab the largest bolts in the kit with a flat washer, crush washer on each one, and you're actually gonna need a 19mm socket for these. So once you got those last 2 bolts tightened down, that'll wrap up the install. And that also wraps up my review of Barricade's 4-inch oval bend side steps fitting your 04 to 08 F-150. I'm Travis, thanks for watching, and for all things F-150, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.